Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. Thank you so much for joining me today. First up, I am taking you inside of Phantom Fireworks to check out all of their wonderful firework options and experience a little sparkle just in time for the 4th of July. Then it's Mental Health Matters with Viking Psychiatry, and we're discussing how healing in community could really impact your mental health. And later, it's epic discounts at epic prices. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
I am outside of Phantom Fireworks located in Fort Wayne. They actually have over 1,500 firework locations, and guess what? 4th of July is among us, and so you can come out and experience all they have to offer, and just like that, you can have fun. I'm going to take you on the inside, speak with their store manager, and learn how you can gear up for America's birthday. Let's do it. I am now joined by Lori Beaverson, who is the store manager here at Phantom Fireworks. Hello, Lori.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Thank you for coming.
Well, listen, I am so excited to be here because this store is so mega. I had no idea from the outside what all you have to offer here.
We do. We have a lot.
This is Fireworks Central of Fort Wayne, so tell me a little bit about Phantom Fireworks.
Phantom Fireworks was established like 40 some years ago. He has like over 90 showrooms like this. Of course, they're not all the same, but over 90 plus tents and wholesale. He's got a lot going on. He's got a warehouse that he supplies all of us with the fireworks. We have everything from sparklers to 500-gram finales for anybody's backyard celebration.
Yeah. Well, I feel lucky that I'm talking to you because I feel like you're probably a fireworks expert considering you've been with the company for 37 years.
I know.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
I love longevity.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the options here because, I mean, one would get overwhelmed and want to buy everything.
We have, like I said, we have small stuff for kids. We have sparklers and bottle rockets, Roman candles. We have fountains that only go about 15 feet high.
Okay.
We have single shot tubes that will go up in the air and give you willows and palm trees and all sorts of stuff. If you look at my wallpaper behind us, those are kind of the effects you'll get. We also have 500-gram repeaters that are finale pieces. Those are very, very, very popular right now.
Yeah, we love a good finale.
Yeah, I have a smaller version of the 200-gram, which for the people that can't afford the bigger ones, it's just as good, and it'll make just as great a show for their family as the bigger ones do.
Yeah.
I have mortar kits where you have the tube and the cylinders or the peanuts that you drop in the tubes.
Okay, yeah.
We have assortments that are mixed that you just pick it up and buy it, and it's all there for you.
Okay.
And we just got everything.
Right.
Everything.
I mean, literally.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering with the instructions, so when it comes to some of these items, is it hard to figure out? I mean, I've never actually popped an official firework before. Are there instructions? How does that work?
We do have instructions on the other side of the wall here. When they enter, we have cards for each department that they can take, and it'll explain to them what it is and how to use it, how to light it, how to prepare it so it doesn't tip over or whatever it needs, stability. There is instructions on the product. There's fuse, which is covered, so you undo the fuse until you're ready to shoot it off.
Okay.
And we will guide you with no problem. We will help. We have safety instructions that we give them before they leave the showroom. We also have a safety table.
Yes, which I love. So up at the front, you just have it all laid out, and you really want to make sure that people feel comfortable and they know what to do in the case of an accident, right?
Exactly. Just make sure you have some water available or a hose. Secure all your product down before you light it, and make sure your audience is far enough away.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the key point there for sure. And locate all your fuses and stuff so you know before you start shooting.
Right.
We also offer it's a system. It's an Ignite system where you can set it all up program it, put music to it, sit back with your audience,
Oh.
and use your phone and shoot your product.
Well, look at technology.
Yes, your son or your daughter could sit there and just
Yeah.
shoot it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I love that.
Pretty cool.
And people are, of course, gearing up for the holiday
They are.
that's coming up. But what I find fascinating is that you actually are open all year. You're not a pop-up like a Halloween store. You're here all year round.
We
So
are.
tell me other ways that people utilize fireworks throughout the year.
They do for weddings, birthdays, unfortunately memorials.
Yeah.
But we do have they buy a lot of floating lanterns for memorials. We do critter control. The beginning of the season when the geese come out.
Okay.
Yeah, they want to get rid of them. We have just parties,
Yeah.
Labor Day. I mean, there's birthdays or no reason at all.
Right, just shoot them.
They do football too. Football,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, at the end of the game.
Yeah.
So let's talk about where people will utilize the fireworks. Do they go out in open fields?
Yes.
Do they do it if they have just a really big backyard?
Yes, they'll do it like on the other side of their ponds. They'll do it on the water, on like a pontoon. They'll secure it all and light it. They'll tie it all together so they only have to light one, or they use the system that I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Just the backyard. It's just
kinda
hard to decide
yeah,
where they
it's
do
something
it.
for everyone
Yeah.
depending on what they're working with, right? And of
Exactly.
course, following within what the law is. And something, of course, like I said, they're gearing up for the 4th of
Yes,
July that's
absolutely.
upcoming. But we have a really big celebration in a year because
Yes.
America turns 250
Yes,
years old.
we do. We do.
But of course, there's so much conversation happening right now. Well, what about tariffs and how will prices increase? How will they be impacted?
Right.
So what advice would you give as people are trying to shop now?
I would prepare
Yeah.
ahead of time before next year because we don't know what's going to happen. We hope things calm down,
Yeah.
but we can't plan the future. So just gear up prior to,
Yeah.
and
Stock
hope for the
up now
best.
and get
Hope
the
for
deals.
the best, yeah.
Because you all offer different deals, right?
We have all sorts of deals right now. We have mailers we send out we have different tiers of customers that we have. We have premier customers, so they get the better deal.
Yeah.
We have under non-premier, and then we have acquisitions that we tried to get in, and each one has a little different level.
Yeah.
And then we got flyers and catalogs, in-house specials, toy. We have a new line of light-up toys are really cool.
Okay.
And we have in-house specials with those. We're trying to get rid of the old ones we have to bring in the new ones. I'm telling you, they're really cool.
Yeah.
And we want them for the kids to have and the animals to have at night when we're shooting fireworks, so we don't lose them.
Yeah.
And for safety reasons,
Yeah.
because everything lights up. Yeah.
Awesome.
So we're thinking of them too.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing about the different fireworks.
You're very
and
welcome.
It's really cool to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
You're welcome. And if you would like more information about Phantom Fireworks, we'll have their website listed below. Remember, when you come in, you have to be 18 or older. A child has to be accompanied by an adult. And you can come and shop for the holiday and prepare for next year. And I'll see you after the break.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry. Have you ever felt like no one really gets what you're going through? Well, you are not alone. It's time for Mental Health Matters with Viking Psychiatry, and we are going to talk about it today with their owner, Sean Goddard. Hello, Sean.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Okay, so when we're thinking about feeling alone and thinking about connection with community, how do those two really relate to each other?
A lot to it. You know, when we feel alone, it really has an emotional response to an emotional trigger for us. Not feeling alone has been shown to activate reward centers and emotional centers. You know, you can be surrounded by people and still feel alone, but having somebody that truly understands you, respects you, doesn't judge you, having somebody there for you and not being alone can absolutely change somebody's overall mentality and emotional and reward response system.
Yeah, and especially in this digital world where, everything is so just phone, disconnect. People are not picking up the phone and making phone calls anymore. They're not spending more time one-on-one or in person. It really can feel like an isolation that happens, especially for those who live alone. And so let's talk about just like isolation and how people can still feel it, even if they are social people that's out and about. How do those two correlate?
Yeah, really, it's about those individuals understanding you. It's funny, last week I was out doing a guest lecture at a university here in Indiana to a bunch of students going through a program, and one of the conversations that I had with them in this group of like 30 students is, as they're all sitting around these community desks, you're surrounded by people every single day, right? But how often are you actually looking up? How often are you making connections, eye connection, emotional connection? Do you really understand who that individual is that's sitting at the table with you and what they're going through? Mental health is very hard, but when you're surrounded by people, it doesn't mean you're surrounded by people that understand you, right? And we often feel this need or desire to present a certain way, right? Or to act a certain way. There are plenty of people that are around us every single day that are depressed, lonely, isolated, right? That you might not know they feel that way because when they're around you, their defense mechanism is to be the joker in the room, right? And laugh and make fun of themselves, right? And all those types of things. But inside, they're struggling deeply and they feel alone.
Yeah, that's so true. And even people can make other people feel good and be social to other people, check in on other people to make sure that they're okay, but then people don't do it back and they don't realize that you're a human too and have feelings and can feel alone. And so what is an example of like being a part of a group to where, where you're kind of talking about being able to connect on a larger level? Like, so we talked about isolation while being social, but what about being a part of a group and how that can make a difference?
Yeah, some of the, I've talked about individualized therapy on the program before, but for people who feel alone, right, sometimes the best thing they can do is group therapy because there is strength in knowing other people feel the way that you feel, right? To not feel isolated in your emotions and your feelings. Some of the best healing or recovery that I've seen occur can be in group interactions because when you sit with people that are going through what you're going through and you understand that you're not alone in what you're going through and that other people are struggling, that alone provides strength to individuals to talk even more and express even more and begin to understand what they're feeling and how they're presenting and how they can make a difference in their life. And so when they're surrounded by people who don't necessarily understand them, right, that they can begin to express, right? I can sit down and have a conversation with you and say, Jessica, I know you feel like I'm this happy-go-lucky guy, but I've really been struggling lately, right? And I apologize if I've been snippy or short, right? And having understanding that it's okay to feel that way and feeling strength and being able to express yourself. We've talked before that other people might have expectations, but it's about your own internal expectations and your own internal goals and being able to communicate clearly and effectively and bringing people in closer to you. You never know, that individual that you might think is distant and cold is struggling with the same thing, and that individual, when you begin to communicate with them, might become your new best friend.
Yeah, so you're saying showing vulnerability through conversations when you're connecting with folks. And then what about when you say community, being out in the community or surrounding yourself with people that understand you better? That is a concerted effort too that people would have to make. And so I think sometimes, what is it, the law of motion of like when you're inactive, it's easier to stay inactive. So does that really apply with isolation? When you're isolated, people stay more isolated. It takes a lot of initiative to get around people.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a grand fear of being judged nowadays. We constantly feel like we're being assessed and we're being judged by all the people around us, and social media and TV and all those things have had a significant impact on that. And when we're afraid to to be ourselves, it prevents us from being able to enjoy life and to live like we talked about. And so, the message that I have comes back again to you are enough. You are perfect just the way you are. And if you begin to express yourself and do it in a therapeutic setting first, right? Where you feel safe to be able to present and talk and work through and with like-minded individuals who are going through the same thing. And then you can begin to do that in other environments with more strength and hopefully not feel so alone.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you, Sean.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. As Sean said, you are not alone and you are perfect just how you are. And so that's why Mental Health Matters is so important to have these conversations. And so if you would like more information about Viking Psychiatry, we'll have their website listed below, and I'll see you after the break.
This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
Enjoy fun in the sun on Living Local 15. Become a tourist in your own city. Visit your favorite spots and have some fun with me. From kayaking to rappelling off a building, I show you ways to have an adventure in Northeast Indiana every weekday morning at 9 on WANE 15. So join me, Jessica Williams, for Living Local 15.
Watch Living Local 15 with Jessica Williams weekdays at 9 on WANE 15 and catch past episodes on WANE.com.
Today, we are living local in Columbia City. This small city became an official part of Indiana in 1888 and has grown to a population of around 10,000. With a commerce focus, the city is known for its high production of car parts, plastic, and especially blue jeans. Columbia City is regarded as an ideal place to raise a family for its family-focused events and educational value. It's recently been named one of the top 20 safest communities in Indiana. Popular attractions include golf courses, trails, and several parks with playgrounds and picnic areas. Columbia City also boasts a rich history and is often visited for the popular Whitley County Historical Museum, which is the former home of Thomas R. Marshall, who served under President Woodrow Wilson as the 28th Vice President. Near the heart of Columbia City lies the Whitley County Courthouse. This beautiful courthouse, built in the iconic Indiana limestone style, holds a clock bell which rings throughout the city at the beginning of each hour. All of this and more can be explored in Indiana's historic Columbia City.
Welcome to Epic Discounts by BestReviews.com. I'm Alyssa Bergamini.
And I'm Jacob Palmer.
Take out your phone and scan the QR code on your screen to get ready to save big. And this week we're talking everything about graduations. First up, the perfect gift for the grad, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. With multiple color options and storage space, you can customize to fit their lifestyle.
And this phone is seriously smart. It comes with all the features we've come to expect from Samsung, and it acts as a personal assistant, keeping classes and other responsibilities organized. You can even start your mornings with Now Brief, which gives you weather, updates, and more, even before you even think to ask.
And plus, switching from your old phone, well, it is quick, easy, and secure with Smart Switch. Up next, we have a couple products for their dorm room, like this Blue vacuum.
Lightweight, compact, and self-standing. No wall mount needed, no damage to your dorm walls. With up to 50 minutes of runtime, 3 power levels, and a swivel head, it's the perfect balance of lightweight but powerful.
Yeah, powerful indeed. And check this one out, because dorm life just got a whole lot fresher and cooler with the Vornado midsize whole room air circulator fan.
Nothing worse than a hot dorm room, and with 3 easy manual speeds, you can dial in your perfect breeze in seconds.
It is powerful, it is compact, and it's the secret to staying cool all school year long. And parents, you want in on another secret? If your child is heading to a college or grad school?
Well, the cost can feel overwhelming, and it's not just tuition. We're talking about books, housing, meal plans, transportation, the list goes on.
Yeah, and federal aid or scholarships, they often don't cover everything.
And that funding gap, it usually falls on us parents. The good news is bridging that gap is easier than you think.
Go to money.com and start an application with their top-ranked lender, allowing your child to qualify more easily. Get a lower interest rate, saving you both money, and gain access to more funds to cover those college expenses.
Well, whether it's the student or the cosigner, either one can start the application and the other can finish it later. It's super simple, it's fast, and can all be done right from your phone.
So visit money.com or scan the QR code on your screen to get started today and help your student start strong. Let's get a look at all the products and services one last time. Scan the QR code on your screen. Get ready to scan, shop, and save with epic discounts by bestreviews.com.
Best Reviews is owned by our parent company, Nexstar. You can find more on the products and where to buy them on WANE.com.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
Join me, Jessica Williams, on Living Local 15 every weekday morning at 9 on WANE 15.
Watch Living Local 15 with Jessica Williams on WANE 15. Go to the Living Local 15 page on WANE.com for recipes from the show, to watch a segment again, and to get information on products and services featured on Living Local 15. Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.